Question: what is the difference between every Hollywood blockbuster and our low-budget films? Is it sets, acting, cameras, lenses? Well, it's a bit of all of those, but I want you to notice something. Every single one of those things is visual. And blockbusters are not just visual. Movies feel like movies not just because of their incredible visuals, but their immersive sound design. And sound design is the secret to every movie ever. But how can we make sound design which makes our films feel like movies? Well, I have found a 4-step method to achieving incredible sound design in your films, and to prove it works, I'm going to be testing it on this footage which I filmed in less than 20 minutes on a smartphone. So to make sound design that will make your films feel like movies, you need to use layers. And these 4 steps are going to show the 4 different layers that I think about when I'm doing sound design. Starting off with layer 1, atmosphere. By atmosphere, I mean all of the different sounds in a scene that you don't necessarily see or aren't necessarily important, but make that location feel like that location. All different places have this, whether you're in the city or in an empty field, doesn't matter, they all have atmosphere. So for this scene, I went with these 2 recordings of some wind, this sound of birds chirping, and this sound of bushes and leaves rustling. I then layered all of these sounds on top of each other, and this is what it sounded like. And that is layer 1 complete. This scene is already sounding pretty good, but if you really want to make your films feel like movies, you're going to need to stick around all the way to layer 4. But for now, let's move on to layer 2. Foley. If atmosphere is all of the sounds that you can't directly see in your scene, Foley is all of the sounds that you can see in your scene. Our scene doesn't have a lot of things that need Foley, but I'm going to add this water sound effect to the river so that we can actually hear the river bubbling along when we see that. That's Foley, all of the sounds that you need to put in to make objects in the scene make sounds. Foley can be anything from the sound of keys turning to footsteps to the sound of ringing the bell when you subscribe, so you should do that. But that is layer 2 done, and we are going to move right on to layer 3. 3, 2, 1. SFX. So, we've added atmosphere, added Foley, now we need to add sound effects. These are all of the little sounds that aren't in the scene, but make it sound extra good or interesting or exciting. Some common examples of these are rises and hits. Rises build and build and build to build towards some kind of climax or important moment, and hits play when you actually hit that moment. To create the magical, slightly mysterious vibe I wanted from this scene, I used these magical sounds, including a riser and just some magic and different things. I added them into the scene, and now this is what it sounds like. Our scene is sounding pretty great, and we've got just 1 layer left, and you might have already guessed what it is. Music. This one seems obvious and maybe the first thing you think of when you think of sound design, but music is really, really important. It sets the entire tone of the scene that you're filming. For this scene, I found this track, and I thought it fit the mood really, really well. But often, finding music can be hard, and it does actually take a really long time, especially if you want to get music for free, which I want to do. So if you can't write your own music, I would suggest looking at the YouTube Audio Library, which has lots of great free tracks, or looking at some classical music archives, because often classical music will be in the public domain, and you can find recordings that are copyrighted. That can be a little trickier to do, but can really get you some great music for your scenes. So I highly recommend trying both methods. But now, this is what our final scene looks like.